Welcome to the Spreadex Financial Market Preview. We're looking ahead at Morrisons. So they've got half-year results coming out on Thursday, 13th of September.
Yeah.
What should traders be looking out for?
I think just sort of continuation of what it posted in the first quarter earlier in the year. Again, like it's a really, sort of, again, in the UK, in 2018, a stock like Morrisons you would expect to be doing, if okay, just not that spectacularly well up. However, it's up nearly like 20% this year. I think it was at a 57-month high. So, that's basically like a 4.5, nearly 5-year high at the end of August. All of that has basically been overseen by CEO David Potts, who continues to do a fantastic job of having turned Morrisons around. Its first quarter figures, it wasn't a hugely detailed update, but the figures it posted were very good. I think like-for-like sales in the first quarter, excluding fuel, were up, I think, 3.6%. Total sales were up 3.8%. Including fuel, they are still up 2.1%. Really healthy figures. I think investors are going to just be looking for more of the same, but ideally even better than that, given that the second quarter covers sort of the heat wave and the World Cup, two things that in theory should have boosted Morrisons sales fairly significantly. Counter to that, the retail sales figures from the last couple of months haven't been great, so there is perhaps a balance to be found between those things that should have given it a boost and sort of the reality of the wider retail situation in the UK. And in terms of what our clients are doing, they're fairly confident with Morrisons at the moment. It's a stock that, has done very well this year, is in danger of falling if it misses the odd figure, if investors decide that they aren't happy with how the company's performed. Because I will say, back in March, it released a very impressive set of full year figures. Pre-tax profit was up substantially. However, the stock still fell like 6 or 7%. Sort of investors just took against the stock despite the numbers being very strong. So that is the kind of thing that could happen on Thursday if investors, for one reason or another, decide to take against the figures they post, regardless of the actual strength of them. However, longer term, I think our customers are confident in Morrisons. They're buying around, I think it's like the 260 mark at the moment, just below the highs it struck at the end of August. Another thing, I guess, to look out for in the second half of the year and going into 2019 is the fact that you've got the Sainsbury's Asda merger. Yep. Obviously, Morrisons is the bottom of the big four. Now it will be the bottom of the big three, but with a fairly substantial gap between Sainsbury's Asda, that sort of hybrid, and Morrisons, and obviously Tesco way ahead at the top. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any comment towards that. Like I said, the stock's up nearly 20% this year. Investors haven't particularly paid too much attention to that at the moment, but that could be a concern going ahead once and if the Sainsbury's Asda merger does actually go through.
Okay, something to look out for. Thanks, Connor.